Welcome along to Matchday Live here on Fox's Hub. It's FA Cup Day, it's the first weekend of January, and that means one thing, doesn't it? The return of, one of the oldest competitions in the world, the FA Cup. Leicester City, of course, winners just under 3 years ago of this competition. We've also got an FA Cup winner on the sofa with us this afternoon, or even this morning as we head before 12 o'clock. We are, of course, an hour away from kick-off at the Den as the Foxes face Millwall. Let's get all of today's team news then. Enzo Maresca, of course, his first game as a manager in the FA Cup sees him make 7 changes to the side that beat Huddersfield on New Year's Day. In comes Stolasic, Nelson, Cody, Doyle, Chowdhury, Albrighton and Marçal. Ricardo, Younis, Cassidy and Cannon are those that retain their spots. So here is the 11 then in full. It's Stolasic in goal, Doyle, Cody, Nelson and Ricardo in the back 4. Chowdhury, Younis and Cassidy, the midfield 3 with Marçal and Albrighton. Either side of in the goals, Tom Cannon. On the bench, it's Ward, Justin, Fass, Winks, Mavididi, Fatawu, Dewsbury Hall, Vestergaard and Mas Wanise. For the hosts, Joe Edwards' Millwall are on a great run. They're the only championship team to win every game since Christmas. So that's 3 in a row for the Lions. The young manager makes 4 changes to the side that beat Bristol City in stoppage time on New Year's Day. They've got Sarkic in goal, Harding, Cooper and Leonard across the back 3. Bryan and McNamara are the fullbacks with Honeyman and Mitchell in midfield and Fleming and Watmore supporting Nisbet up top. Well, they're the teams then at Millwall against Leicester. We'll remind you of those throughout Matchday Live with me, Dan Bates, Jerry Taggart, and as we've said, FA Cup winner David Nugent as well on the sofa. Tom Cannon Mark II as well.
2.0.
On the sofa. Good morning to the both of you. This competition must bring back good memories.
Yeah, good memories. You know, obviously being a winner of it back in 2008 with Portsmouth. You know, got my hands on the cup. Came on last 20 minutes, almost scored, but, you know, a Kanu goal won it for us.
I mean, in 2000, you'd have fancied yourselves the run that you were on, quarter-finals against.
You bring this up every year.
You could have been an FA Cup winner as well, Terry.
Listen, it's probably one game too far for a few people, in all honesty. I think the league table itself was sort of papering over the cracks that were about then. But yeah, we had a great chance of reaching the semi-finals and obviously blew it in the biggest way possible. We've only ourselves to blame, but yeah, as I say, it was probably a game too far for one or two of us at that time.
Who was it against?
Wickham.
Oh.
Wickham beat us at Filbert Street, and then we'd have been in the semis.
You know, it wouldn't be a new year, Jerry, without me mentioning that.
No,
so
I know
it's
that.
done now. It's out of the way.
Yeah,
we won't say Wickham again.
It just goes to prove that yes. I did play and I did play badly in some games as well as play well.
Well, we can say we've got 2 Wembley winners on the sofa.
Well, yeah,
is that the
just
best way of saying it? Yeah,
different competitions.
We've got plenty to come here on Matchday Live as we build up to kick-off, of course, down in London. We'll look back at that game with Huddersfield on New Year's Day. The Foxes' end of 2023, or the second half of 2023 was pretty good. The start of 2024 has been good as well. We'll also hear from the manager Enzo Maresca ahead of his first game in the FA Cup, and we'll also look back at some of the goal of the month contenders. I think there's one standout, and we've seen it just there, but we'll look through the rest of those that are going head to head with James Justin. But Happy New Year to you both, not to either of you, of course. And it started as a Happy New Year as well for Leicester, didn't it? And hopefully it will be a year to remember.
Yeah, hopefully that's the aim. You know, obviously the league form has been excellent, but this is a chance now in the FA Cup to, you know, for some of the players who haven't been playing to come in and try and make an impact and try and force their way into the team and try and make an impact. But as we've seen, 7 changes. You know, Enzo's priority is to get the team back into the Premier League, and the lineup shows that as well.
Yeah, I think he's right there. You know, it's been a busy period. Leicester have come out with flying colours during that festive season. He's got a squad of players he has to utilise. Probably not the best tie away to Millwall that he would have wanted in the 3rd round draw, but he's probably made that decision in the run up to this game that he was going to make these changes, give the lads a well-earned rest because of the shift that they put in up until this point. And at the same time, you know, you've got to utilise the squad that you have. You've got to give the players that haven't been playing regularly, you've got to give them a run at it. And also good to see Callum Doyle back playing today, because he will just bolster that squad anyway for the running, for the league running.
Yeah, and obviously the young players coming in, you know, Nelson coming in as well, with Marcel on the wing as well, so they got a chance to impress too. So
yeah, Jerry mentioned the festive run there, and I said at the very start, Millwall, the only team to have won those 3 games post-Christmas. Leicester would have been there alongside them had it not been for that double deflection at Ipswich. So they can look and, you know, at the run that they've had, obviously. I mean, all season they can look back and be very proud of what they've achieved.
Yeah, well, I think Jerry said earlier, they're unbeaten since they played Leicester here, didn't they? They got beat here. Yeah. And then obviously drew 2 and then won the last 3. So they're in great form. You know, Joe Edwards, new manager, got the way he wants them to play now, and the results are shown in the league. You know, the last 3 games, you know, 3 wins, no goals conceded. You know, and they're on the way up in the league table too. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a good record, and they'll be fully expecting. They'll see that line up today, Leicester's, and I'm not saying they'll be licking their lips, but Joe Edwards will be saying we've got a really good chance of turning Leicester over. Now, I'm sure that Enzo wants to win this game. There's no doubt about that. You know, we showed that in the League Cup earlier on in the season, until obviously they played Liverpool away. So, and his mindset will be no different. He will want to win this game today, but he is coming up against a resurgent Millwall, and Millwall will fancy their chances.
Yeah, and it's a Millwall side. They've only made 4 changes, but a lot of their senior players and most important players are still in their starting 11, so they're clearly taking it very seriously.
Yeah, 100%. You know, their fans want to see a cup run. You know, they got to the cup final one year.
Yeah, they did. Since got beaten in the final.
Got beaten in the final, but no, their fans have been there, been to an FA Cup final. Every Championship club or lower league clubs want to pin themselves up against, you know, Premier League clubs if they get through into the next rounds of the competition. And you know, by the signs of it, Joe Edwards wants to go as far as possible. You know, he wants to keep this winning form going.
Yes, it's 20 years since Millwall made the final of the FA Cup, obviously losing to Manchester United in the final. Let's concentrate, though, of course, on the Foxes and their start to 2024. Couldn't have gone any better, really, for the team and for Tom Cannon up front.
Vestergaard, who's the deepest player for Leicester City, and he's on the edge of the centre circle. Here's Winks, thought about maybe shooting, instead changes the angle. MATCHDAY pops it back, clipped into the box by Justin. Be a good effort by Cannon, and a first goal for Leicester City from Tom Cannon. He fired that in. And Leicester have lift-off to start 2024. Picked up here by Abdul Fatawu on this right-hand side. Justin will deliver the cross first time. There are bodies in there. One of them is Ricardo. And simple as that, Leicester City have a 2-goal advantage. Captain Ricky with an excellent header. And that will certainly ease any tensions around King Power Stadium early in the second half. That's in the centre half, so in terms of forward players, more likely to see Marcel or Mas when he say. And talking of forward players, here's Cannon in for his second, and he's got it. Well, when you go to sleep the night before your first start for a football club, you dream of scoring goals. And he's got 2 of them. Tom Cannon, the first, an excellent snapshot. The second, using his physicality, keeping his composure.
They keep plugging away.
Lofted into the box. It's going to arrive here at the far post and poked into the roof of the net. And Huddersfield do have one back. A scratchy goal for Leicester to concede, but they have conceded. And so it's 3-1 now. It's Mavididi, it's low, and it's crept into the back of the net. 4-1 to Leicester City. Steffi Mavididi with a 9th championship goal of the season. A low free kick which outfoxed Lee Nichols, and once again re-establishes the Foxes' 3-goal advantage. Mavididi from the set piece makes it Leicester City 4, Huddersfield Town 1.
Well, there was no New Year's Eve hangover for Leicester, was there, as they won 4-1 against Huddersfield there. And well, one man stole the show, really, didn't he? And I joked at the start of the show, News, that you're Tom Cannon Mark II, or he's David Nugent Mark II. But
More like it.
there are a lot of similarities, actually, in the pair of you, not least being from Liverpool.
Yeah, obviously, both Scousers, you know, both play for Preston North End as well, where he made his name on loan from Everton, as I did as well. And, you know, he's come to Leicester, big transfer fee, you know, come with an injury, so he had to like wait for his time to, you know, to get his chance. He had a couple of substitution appearances, got his first start, and, you know, marked it with 2 goals. You know, we just seen the goals then. The first goal was a great finish. Me and Jerry were talking about. It's just instinctive finish from a striker. You know, across into the box, ricochets, falls to his feet. He doesn't think about anything but hitting the ball there, bottom corner. He catches it really sweet on the off volley, and, you know, keeper has no chance. And obviously his second goal, he shows a lot of composure in front of goal, where you know, he shows a bit of strength against the defender, and then composes himself to, you know, to put it through the keeper's legs to make it, you know, 2-0 at the time. So, you know, he looks promising. Yeah,
that strike there, this first goal. I mean, I've seen him try that a couple of times, where, you know, in crowded areas in and around the box, the ball just drops to him, and his first instinct is to go shot at goal. Now, a different player on the pitch at the same time might want to just maybe give and go. They might want to try and manufacture it onto their favourite foot. But I've seen him take shots like that with his left foot, with his right foot, and obviously this one's paid off. Look at the strength here, when the ball's going through. Good physical strength. You know, he's making sure that he wins that. Look at that. That's brilliant. Brilliant forward play. Question marks about the defender a little bit. Well, I won't say too much, but that, Tom Cannon, great strength, great composure, and a neat finish. But overall, you mean, the first strike for me encapsulates what good centre forward play is all about. In and around the box, half a chance, let it fly.
Without talking you up too much, because you sat about a metre away from me, what you did, obviously, you were never the tallest striker or the most well-built striker. A bit similar to Tom Cannon, but you used your strength really well. And you can see there, Tom Cannon used his strength really well.
You could. When you look at the ball, when the ball over the top, you see where the defender was, you know, because you knew he had to get in front of him to get on the end of it. And he looks at the defender, gives him a little nudge to put him off balance, and, you know, he has the composure to have the touch and then to set himself. And then obviously the keeper comes out, spreads himself, sees the gap under the keeper's legs, and slots it in. So he again, you know, not the tallest, not the strongest, but you know when you have to use your strength to get in front of the defender.
And that finish between the legs, is that something you just see as a striker when you throw on goal? You wait and you pick the moment, everything slows down a little bit?
Yeah, well, obviously when he has his touch to set himself, he has to look up at the keeper, and if you see a keeper coming out, spreading his legs, you know, you instinctively think, oh, there's a gap there. So he gently just, you know, puts it through his legs into the back of the net, and, you know, goes off.
It's actually a ploy that keepers will give the centre forwards, because when you're through a one-on-one, keepers will normally spread their legs and they say always go for the legs, because they will open them, because they'll do that.
Casper used to do it all the time when he was in goal for Leicester. He used to come out all the time, like spread his legs, spread his arms, and just think, if you're going to score, try and beat me because I'm the biggest I can be. So, but Tom Cannon is just clever enough to see the keeper come out, open his legs, and put it through.
I want to ask about the first goal, Jerry, because I know, I mean, the second one's very good, but the first one, the one you're most impressed with, because of the way he does it. Was it almost surprising he takes that shot, considering he'd not scored for his new club, he'd not played too much? This is just...
I think overall, like this strike in particular, obviously scoring 2 goals on your first start will do him the world of good, but that's just instinctive. You can't be taught that. And I say different players have different ways of dealing with that situation, i.e., would they have hit that, or would they have tried to bring it inside? When the defender, like you see him here, he leaves his leg dangling, would another centre forward just duck back inside and then have a shot? But he just has one thing on his mind. It's instinctive. I'm not sure you can teach that to that level, but I've seen it on 2, 3, 4 occasions in the past where he's come on a sub and tried it and it hasn't worked out. But there he just keeps going, keeps trying it, gets his rewards.
There was a nudge on the fullback as well. He's kind of like pushed away from the fullback, knowing if this ball drops, I'm going to push you away, and if it does drop, I'm going to have the space to take the shot on. It worked perfect. He's in the right place at the right time. You know, strikes the ball first time into the bottom corner, and deserves it. You know, he's been waiting so long for this chance, and he gets it and scores too. So we couldn't have got any better.
Yeah, last word on Tom Cannon. You like what you've seen then so far?
So far, yeah. Obviously, when he's come on as subs, you know, he's desperate to score. You know, he's a striker. Every time he gets the ball, he's looking to shoot, trying to create something for the team. And you know, when you get your first start, you know, the first thing is your head. You need to make an impact. You need to score, and he's done that. And he gets a second chance today against Millwall.
Yeah, probably the most popular player in here, Jerry, is Ricardo Pereira, isn't it? I think probably one of the most popular for the whole fan base. He got his goal, didn't he? Great ball in from James Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. Textbook header. You know, we've been talking, I think Yannick Vestergaard's had 5 or 6 chances like this in the season, and he's put one away, but I don't think it was actually with his head. But this is textbook heading of a ball. Lovely little floated across to the back post, head it back across where it's come from, into the corner. And because the keeper's running towards that near post, and he's off balance, he then has to reset himself and take off the other way. And it's so difficult for a keeper. That's textbook.
The keeper has to follow the flight of the ball. So when it comes over, he's following the ball. And the only way Ricky can score is going back on the opposite side of the ball, where the ball came from. And as the keeper's still moving while he's headed it, so he's not rooted to the spot. He can't really get any jumping height on his feet, and you know, goes into the back of net with a great header from Ricky. Yeah,
and all he has to do really is direct the header. You know, he doesn't have to power it because he's, I don't know, 5 yards out, 6 yards out, whatever it is. So he doesn't need any power on it. He just knows if I can direct it towards that far corner, it's a goal. And you can see how much space there was in that side of the goal when he heads it, because the keeper's obviously trying to protect that near post.
They didn't even go in the corner, did they?
No,
it was like middle to the right, you know, so it just shows how much, if you just direct into the right areas, it's going to go in the back of the net.
Steffi Mavididi had a fantastic December. Really found his feet, hasn't he, here at Leicester? And he got his goal at the start of January as well, a free kick.
Listen, question marks over the wall, question marks over the keeper as well. But as you said, this guy's had an incredible season, an incredible start to his Leicester City career. And, you know, if you don't shoot, you don't score. He can't be too involved or too bothered about what the wall's doing, what the keeper's doing, you know. And it goes in off the post. And fair play to him. You know, he's had an incredible season so far. And he deserves it, you know, because he works hard. He gets disappointed with himself when things don't go his way. And he'll always come back and have another go. And I really like the 2 wide players for me have been sensational this season because of their attitude. Yeah, they've come on leaps and bounds. You know, at the start, you know, when you first come into a new club, you're a bit sceptical whether they're going to handle it or not. But, you know, I wasn't quite convinced with Steffi at the start of the season. But, you know, since, you know, Christmas onwards, you know, he's starting to show his true form, scoring the goals, leading goal scorer now. And everything that he seems to do, you know, seems to be, you know, rewarding an assist or a goal in the back of the net.
Very quickly, one negative was the goal conceded from a set piece as well. We'll just let Jerry talk about this one because I know you are frustrated about that and about it happening, but it's just something that does happen to any team. Yeah, but and Leicester, in fairness to Leicester, no, they've dealt quite well over the last couple of weeks. But it's all about, you see, in these situations here, and you don't win the first contact. And I'm not going to be too critical because they are obviously they're defending in a zonal marking, and Huddersfield get the run here. Like you see the big 37 coming across white fast, but they don't deal with the first contact, and then it's just a scramble, and then someone dangles a leg out, the skipper, and pokes it home. And I think sometimes when you mark zonally, you're allowing the opposition to make runs from the edge of the box, come in and get in front of you, which puts you off your train of thought. You're trying to pick the flight of the ball up. If someone runs across your eye line, that makes that more difficult. So there's pros and cons for it, I know, and they have dealt with the set piece situation better than they did last season, obviously. But going forward, you know, and if things do work out and they do move up a level, then that's obviously a situation that needs addressing, because it has been an Achilles heels of Leicester for the last few seasons. Let's not end on a negative. Looking at that Huddersfield game, start of the year, it's another victory. It's another 3 points towards the target that we all know what said target is. Yeah, it's getting back into the Premier League. You know, since from the last defeat against Middlesbrough, you know, they've gone 10 games unbeaten, 8 wins, 2 draws.
You know, the league form's incredible. You know, when they do have a setback, you know, they're straight onto a run, a winning run to get that momentum again that you need in this league. You know, I think they got 81% win percentage in the league this season. 26 games gone. You know, so it's all going rosy. You know, a 13-point gap to third. You know, so that's a 5-game swing. You know, we've only lost, was it 3 all season, 4 all season? I can't see him losing another 4 all season, so it's looking rosy.
Yeah, 10 clear of second, 13 clear of third. But today, it's a completely different competition, of course, as we head into the FA Cup. And Enzo Maresca was asked about his dealings in this competition.
No, yeah, fantastic competition. I've been lucky last year to reach the final and to be part of that competition. So I know how important it is, how nice it is. So yeah.
To get to the final and win that competition last season, what was a historic treble, obviously with Manchester City. What do you think is the key to doing well in the FA Cup?
It's the same key probably in the championship. It's just to try to win games, and we're gonna try tomorrow exactly the same. But the key at the end is just to try always to win games.
What do you make of Millwall at the Den tomorrow? Because since you last played them, they've been on a brilliant run of form. They've won 3, drawn 2, kept 4 clean sheets as well. What have you made to their turnaround?
No, yeah, as you can see, already against us, they were trying to change something with the new manager, but now they are getting better, much better. I watched them in the last games, and as you said, they are getting better. You can see clearly, and so it will be a tough game. We're gonna change 7-8 players tomorrow because we're gonna give also chance to all the players that they didn't get many minutes until today, so they have chance tomorrow. And sometimes we give some rest with the players that they have played almost every minute this season.
Just following up on you were talking about making changes and changing the squad around. There's a feeling sometimes, I think, when you watch teams that they almost have a cup squad and a league squad. They almost have teams separate. Do you look at your squad a little bit like that? Like you've got a group main for cups and a group main for the league. Do you think like that at all?
No, at all. Absolutely, no. For me, the squad is only one. But because we have 24, 25 players, we like to give all of them the chances to get minutes. We did already in the championship, but in this moment also because we played 4 games in 10 days, and we need players that they need to recover energy. In the same time, we're gonna use all the squad, and we're gonna give also them the opportunity to get minutes. But at the end, the squad is only one.
That was Enzo Maresca there, looking ahead to this game with Millwall in the 3rd round, of course, of the FA Cup. It's a game available to you on Fox's Hub. You can listen to the action this afternoon at the Den. Matt Elliott is on co-commentary duty for us. We'll check in with him a little bit later on, but you can get a listen live pass, a monthly one. I mean, we're at the start of January as well, so it makes sense to do that. You can listen to all of the action today. You get your pass on lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. Quick reminder from a Leicester point of view, 7 changes going into this game. News, probably easier to name those that have retained their places. That's Ricardo, Yunus, Cassidy and Cannon. It's still a strong team, regardless of the fact that Enzo's made 7 changes.
Yeah, well, you got Connor Cody for one, leader, coming in to pitch a lot of experience. Again, Mark Holbrighton coming in, a lot of experience, been in the club for a long while. You know, Cassidy and Yunus have had spells in the team in the Championship. So really, it's only Callum Dale come back from injury, Ben Nelson and Marcel who pretty regularly have not been playing as much due to injuries and not being selected. So it's still a pretty strong squad. You know, a lot of these players that have played a lot of Championship football, but you know, there's a mixture of experience and youth in there, which is always a good balance.
Yeah, and also you've got Hamza Cheddar, who started a couple of games ago as well.
Yeah.
And he's in that midfield with Ricardo. So, you know, you look at the backbone of the team, you've got experience all the way through it. Obviously, the keeper is coming in and Tom Cannon, but, you know, Tom Cannon started the last game full of confidence. Why not? Why wouldn't you start him again? So, yeah, as you say, pretty strong side. Marcel's come in from, you know, he had a run in the team earlier on in the season. and has been in and around it. So he gets another chance today to show what he can do.
We know the bad news that came out of Enzo Maresca's press conference yesterday. That is that Wilfred Ndidi will be missing for, well, at least a couple of months. That's a big blow, isn't it, for Leicester, obviously, with the start to the season that he's had. But it's a chance for Cassidy, for Yunus, for one of those to put their hands up and say, OK, we'll step in and we'll do that role between now and the summer.
Well, you think it's going to be one of them two who takes his place, because I think Winks and Dewsbury Hall are pretty much set in the team. So, Cassidy and Yunus have got a chance to, to prove they're good enough to, take Wolf's position in the team and try and make an impact, because he, out for a couple of months, he's going to be a big loss. Wolf, he brings that power into the team, driving force going forward, and it's up for, Cassidy or Yunus to, to prove that he can replace him. Yeah,
big role for either of those, Jerry, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's a big miss. Whatever way you look at it, it's disappointing. You just get Callum Doyle back, and then you get Wilfred Ndidi, a mainstay, someone who's, again, exceeded expectations in the role that he's playing. A real driving force for the team, a really experienced player as well. And then you're asking Yunus again, who's just, been in and out of the team all season. Cassidy has been playing supporting roles for most of the season. Can they step up now and be that driving force, that influence, that presence on the pitch that Wilfred Ndidi has brought to the team this season? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think Yunus and Cassidy, they're really neat and tidy on the ball, where Wolf's
different
players, where Wolf's like, he'll get the ball, he'll just drive forward with the ball. You need them ball carriers. Dewsbury Hall does it, Wolf does it, gets the team forward. These two just want to get on the ball, give to someone else, try and play a little 1-2 around the corner. Totally different total players, but they need someone like Wilfred. They need to play a style of game to get Leicester up the pitch.
Yeah, final point on Wilf, 10 goal involvements all season in all competitions. Shows you the season that he's had that maybe not many people are expecting.
Absolutely incredible. Again, that word. I'm saying that word a lot today because there has been some incredible performances this season, and he is right at the top of the list. Being moved into a position that no one's seen coming apart from the manager. So the guy's, a wizard. And has he flourished in that position? Unbelievable performances from him this season. And it's that driving force. Again, we talk about with Dewsbury Hall and also with Wilfred Ndidi. It's almost as if Enzo simplified their games and saying, this is what I want you to concentrate on when we've got the ball. And that Wilfred, when he hasn't got the ball, has the energy to get up and down the pitch anyway. So he's been brilliant at both sides of the game. But especially in his forward play, where, as we say, a lot of people just didn't see it coming. Yeah. And it has come, believe you me.
Well, we are, of course, into 2024. 2023 was very much a tale of two halves, wasn't it, for Leicester City? The relegation in the first half of the season, the second half of the season was brilliant. They see themselves top of the Championship, and the month of December ended with some fantastic goals again. Let's take a look at some of the best of them from the last month of the year, and there's got to be one very strong favourite.
Leicester are really under the cosh here, late into the game. 1-1, into the box it goes. Vestergaard is up, what a header. Away to Iheanacho, and the counter's on now. Iheanacho must slip somebody through. He slipped through Kieran Dewsbury Hall. He's one-on-one. Dewsbury Hall shifts it to Harry Winks, who surely wins the game. Harry Winks runs over to celebrate. It looks like being a 15th league win of the season already. What scenes in the away end! The whole of the Leicester players celebrate and jump on Winks. West Brom went for broke, and Leicester ultimately had the quality, the poise, the class to finish them off.
Tries to slide it through, and on the left-hand side here they have another chance with Mavididi making room. Steffi Mavididi, 3-0! Oh, Leicester are turning on the style now. 2 goals in the opening 6.5 minutes of the second half. And surely another 3 points well on their way here at King Power Stadium.
This was all about individual brilliance. going to pick it up here for Leicester and go for goal! And it is a stunning effort from the Leicester number 9. A chance from absolutely nothing, but a goal of the highest quality. Looking to start the second half with a break forward as Nevin returns it towards Peterman. It's Courtney Nevin again round the outside. And then Palmer's going to have a go. Still breaks towards Tierney and Rantala. A quick fire Leicester double either side of half time.
Right footed towards the penalty spot, glides in header. Oh, it's cut back off the post, and it's thumped the woodwork, and Leicester escape again. But can they break here with Fatawu? He's coming through the middle. He's got Mavadini with him, and he's found Mavadini, who chips it over Ruddy. And can you believe it? Leicester have scored from Birmingham, hitting the post. A blistering counter-attack that is perfectly executed by Steffi Mavadini's 6th goal of the season. He was sprinted alongside by Fatawu through the middle. The pass was perfect, the finish was exquisite, and Leicester lead at St Andrews. And now Leicester can break again. Fatawu looking for Dewsbury Hall, and he's got the pace, and he's in behind, 18 yards out, goes around John Ruddy. Brilliant goal, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, and Leicester lethal on the break again. Fantastic play from Leicester City. Ricardo with the first challenge to stop Bakuna, then it was Fatawu. First time ball, Dewsbury Hall turned on the turbo boost. And if the finish from Mavadini was a neat one, so too was the one from Dewsbury Hall. So cool, so composed. He turned Burgess brilliantly here, Patson Daka. Mavadini's in space once more, edge of the box, shifts it onto his right foot and scores spectacularly. Oh, Steffi Mavadini curls a beauty beyond Václav Flaky. Leicester lead in this top of the table clash, and as things stand, they are going 9 points clear. What a strike! Here's Ndidi again, right-hand side, plays it into the penalty area. It's headed away. Bowler's got a bit of work to do. He slightly dallied, and as a result, there's a shot from the edge of the penalty area. What a goal! James Justin. Oh, that is sensational. I say the edge of the penalty area, that doesn't do it justice. That's got to be 25 yards plus. His 2nd goal of the season, and that is absolutely brilliant. He's gone towards the thousands of Leicester fans in the far corner to celebrate that goal, and they have daylight now here in Cardiff, thanks to the fullback, James Justin.
There's plenty more content like that on our website, on Fox's Hub, on lcfc.com. We'll get to the goals in just a moment, but as we are just under half an hour away from kickoff, you can have a look at what else we've got on Fox's Hub available to you. There's plenty of content. There's a Read My Lips feature with Kiernan Dewsbury Hall and Harry Winks, where they basically have headphones on, they try and give each other clues. It's an entertaining watch. The Legacy for Kunvishai documentary is still available for you, of course. A fantastic half-an-hour documentary about the legacy that has been left by Kunvishai, including the likes of Kasper Schmeichel, Jamie Vardy, Wes Morgan as well, all speaking in that. And there is a new podcast available for you tomorrow. Leicester's The Place. Matt Elliott and myself this time in conversation with Sol Bamber. Jerry's been given the boot for one podcast only because he wasn't there. Really entertaining. Listen or watch wherever you get your podcasts, or also watch it on YouTube or on Fox's Hub as well. There's only one winner, isn't there? Goal of the month.
There was a few special goals there, to be fair.
Yeah,
but obviously the last one, JJ's from the edge of the box. I'd say the dip on the ball. I said it before when we were watching it. I seen an angle from behind the goal from one of the fans that had recorded it, and the ball was so high above the crossbar to get the dip on it. Last second to get it into the top corner was something special. Keeper has no chance and some goal, but you got to give credit to the other players. The women's as well, who scored 2 great goals. But JJ takes it for me. That's unbelievable. I did like the MATCHDAY goal against Birmingham, the counter attack where he dinked the keeper at the end, but. JJ all along, defender as well. Defender should be doing this, should he, Jerry?
No, we're turning it back. I mean, look at this. Look how high that ball is in the air. And I think I said at the time, you'd have to pay 100 million for a right foot like that in the modern game.
Do you score any like that?
No, mine were half volleys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pile drivers.
Driving efforts from inside the box. Sometimes I find that with the goal of the month, you're thinking, a few of them are just okay. Pretty much every single one of those was a top level
I was just going to say, some of the goals on here, and you talk about moments in games. The West Brom winner, Harry Winks. I mean, what a moment in the game that was, and an incredible bit of football. Here we go, we're watching that. And this is right up there. Because of the situation that Leicester were in, they just conceded. West Brom were going on the attack, trying to get the winner themselves, and then this happens. Incredible scenes at the Hawthorns. And then you talk about Birmingham, a couple of really good goals from Dewsbury Hall, from MATCHDAY. 2 of the women's goals that we've seen, fantastic strikes. But the second one for me, I just thought was incredible, the way she just curled it into the top bins. But yeah, I say you can watch James Justin strike over and over and over and over again and still wonder how he's pulled that off as a fullback.
Yeah, I still get heart palpitations watching the Harry Winks one. I still think every time I watch it, it's going wide.
It's definitely up there. I mean, that was an incredible moment in the game. You've seen the reaction of the bench after the ball went in, what it meant. That was an incredible piece of football.
It's the situation in the game. There must be something about the Hawthorns because it happened in the Great Escape as well. Vards last minute as well, down the wing, cutting inside. When on was left back across goal to win a 3-2. And then obviously Harry Winks there last minute, having to slide to put the ball in the back of the net. We all thought it was, it was a close shave where it should have been a lot easier for Harry to put it in. But when he slides it in, it's like, oh. But they're just like seeing everyone together, on the sideline, jumping on each other, all the players celebrating together. And then the celebrations carry on after the game. You go towards the fans.
If you're taking a goal,
the context.
In context, then that for me is the winner. But if you're talking about just pure skill, ability, then obviously James Justin, incredible.
Well, our co-commentator, I believe, actually for both of those goals, certainly that the Harry Winks one at the Hawthorns was Matt Elliott. And Matt Elliott has made the trip down as well to London, to the Den for this 12:30 kickoff. Matt, good morning to you.
Yes, some of us are informed with that knowledge prior to embarking out on their travels. I heard you, Tag, saying, is he there yet? Hey, you of all people shouldn't be talking like that today.
I'm here, mate.
Me and Nuge and Batesy, model professionals, you're lowering the standards, Tex. Come on.
Don't know what you're talking about, Matt. Jerry was here before we came live.
Yeah. Well, better late than never.
Bit of traffic, Jerry, wearing that was all.
It's nice to see him. You both had a little siesta, the 2 of you.
Yeah, you've been working hard over the festive period, haven't you?
All season through, Daniel.
We didn't work all Christmas, Matty.
How is it down there, Matt?
It's a bit fresh, as it was down at Cardiff a couple of weeks ago. It's quite a sort of sedate atmosphere, believe it or not. I never thought I'd hear myself saying that at the Den, but it's quite reserved. Like the early kick-off, people are taking their time filtering into the stadium. I'm sure it will be quite raucous come 12:30 in 20 minutes or so. But both sets of players just going through their warm-up routines. Leicester looking, it's only a warm-up, but looking exceptionally sharp, I have to say. The way they're fizzing the ball around, looks like the players that have been given that opportunity today are champing at the bit. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But all relatively tranquil up to now.
Until the game starts. Matt, it's Tags here. How you doing?
I'm
Two
all right,
questions
sir.
for you. One of them you already know, but I'm going to ask you.
Save that for the end.
Yeah, save that for the end. But in regards to the game and the lineup, any surprises for you, and do you think that may affect the way the game goes today?
Without doubt it'll have an effect. But like I say, this is only a warm-up, I know, I just mentioned it, but the boys look pretty sharp. They look like, you know, they're on their game and they're fired up and ready for the challenge. Rightly so. You know, the manager giving them the opportunity, and I think they'll give it their all. But like you say, there's a fair amount of experience like sprinkled throughout that team, isn't there, to say the least. In some cases, Mark Albrighton, longest serving, or certainly one of the longest serving players at the club, alongside Jamie Vardy, and you know, Hamza's no spring chicken these days. You know, he's got a few games under his belt, and obviously the boys at the back, etc. So you look at the team, but I suppose without your four main creators of havoc in Dewsbury Hall and Didi and the two white boys, not out there collectively, the boys have got to stand up, but also individually, and then someone's got to sort of grasp the nettle a little bit and, you know, take not control of the game, but have that impact. And it'd be interesting to see who it is who steps up, because I heard you talking about Cassidy and Eunice, different types of player, yeah, but they've got to start getting to the stage where they have a similar type impact on it. And you know, a tough place to do it here at the Den, but now's the time for them.
On second question, Matt, what pretty much delights have you been
well
today?
Nothing too complicated, Tags. You know what they're like down here, pretty straightforward. Just a foot-long hot dog that got devoured in 3 bites.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much, Matt. Enjoy commentary. We'll hear from you again just before kick-off. Let's go from Matt Elliott into concentrating about today's opposition then. Millwall. Cairo Evans is from Southwark News, and he tells us what to expect from this resurgent Millwall side.
I think for a club like Millwall, who generally speaking are probably going to end up in mid-table in the Championship most seasons, I think the FA Cup is so important. Clubs like Leicester or Ipswich, you can forget about it. Clubs like Rotherham or Sheffield Wednesday, they had bigger issues. For a club like Millwall, I think whether they came into this game on a bad run or came into this game on a poor run, I think they had to really make sure they attack this game. They can lose it, it's Leicester, they're a very good team, but as long as they are shown to be fighting for victory, as long as they're shown to be hopefully pushing it to a replay or maybe going out and winning it, then I think that's a big thing. Millwall are a club that, more than a lot of others, they do kind of revolve around the FA Cup. A lot of the best memories from the last 20 years for Millwall revolve around this competition. It's a big game on Saturday. It's a massive game, and the hope I imagine for Millwall fans will be that Enzo Maresca kind of goes, we've got bigger fish to fry, plays maybe a weaker team, and it gives Millwall more of a chance. Millwall certainly every game have grown on the ball. They just look far more confident in possession. I think you probably didn't see that in that game against Leicester, because Leicester had the ball for 90% of it, but they are now more comfortable on the ball. I think the main difference is that they've just really tightened up. It's almost like he's gone, let's go back to basics, let's just really make sure we do not concede, and then from there we play our game. The game on New Year's Day at Bristol City, awful game for 45 minutes. Bristol City couldn't find a way through, Millwall couldn't find a way through, and in the second half it's like they just felt at ease to open up the game at their own pace. So it's a Millwall team that's really finding new ways to kind of approach games, and definitely being good in possession helps when they have to go forward.
That was Cairo Evans there from Southwark News, so thank you very much to him for that. Quick word on Millwall, obviously this run that they've gone on. Fair play to Joe Edwards. He came in as pretty much an unknown, didn't he? Young manager. Slowish start. Since that game here at King Power Stadium, they've been brilliant.
Yeah. Since that game after King Power, they're unbeaten in 5, drawing 2 and then winning the last 3 without conceding a goal. So their form has improved. When you get a new manager, it's all about trying the right formation, find the right players to play it. And we did get off to a bit of an iffy start, but fair play to him. He's got the players playing how he wants to, and the result is showing that now.
Yeah.
Go on, Joe.
No, I was just going to say, it was just interesting listening to the reporter there about the way he's gone back to basics, making it difficult to score goals. You've seen that against Leicester here a few weeks ago, especially in the first half. And if you actually look at the goals that Leicester scored, they were pretty scrappy goals, in fairness. But obviously they did enough to get over the line. Leicester will not change the way they play when they have the ball in possession. And it looks like Millwall have changed slightly the way that they approach a game when they've got the ball in possession. So, you know, it's got the makings of a difficult day for both teams, you would have to say.
Yeah, and let's get a quick reminder then of both of the teams that are taking the field at the Den in what, just under now 15 minutes time, this 12:30 kickoff. 7 changes for Enzo Maresca. It's Stolarczyk in goal, Doyle, Cody, Nelson and Ricardo, with Chowdhury, Yunus and Cassidy in midfield. Marcel and Albrighton in behind Tom Cannon. In and amongst the goals, of course, on New Year's Day. What a start to the new year he had. Millwall, they make 4 changes. Joe Edwards, we've said they're on this really good run. They've got Sarkic in goal, Harding, Cooper and Leonard are the back 3. Bryan and McNamara are the wing backs, with Mitchell and Honeyman in midfield, Fleming and Watmore in behind Nisbet. Right, let's hear from one of those Leicester City players then. Mark Albrighton starting, we think, on the right wing today, and he's caught up with our commentator today, Guy Havard.
Mark, you came down to London yesterday. Were there some memories stirred of 2021?
Yeah, I think always when we play FA Cup games now, I think you always think about obviously when we won it. So yeah, good memories in this competition, obviously in this city as well. So it's always one to look forward to. FA Cup third round day is always a special occasion in the diary. So yeah, we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, it seems a long way from Wembley at the moment, doesn't it? But it's step by step. What are you expecting today?
Tough game, yeah. Obviously, like you say, it's a long way to go until the final. We fully know that, but you just have to take it every game by game and see you get in the next round if you can get through each round. So it's going to be a tough game. It always is when you come here. We feel like we've got enough in the squad to win the game. So that's what we'll be looking to do. We won't be looking to take it to a replay, and fingers crossed we can get that done.
A lot of changes today. So what are the key, do you feel, in the opening 10-15 minutes when you've got so many players that are maybe not familiar with each other?
Yeah, obviously, like you say, a lot of changes, but the way we work in training is always mixed. So everybody knows their jobs, everybody knows their roles. So it might be unfamiliar, like for a lot of us lads to be playing out there in front of a crowd, but we're doing this day in, day out. We know exactly what the manager wants of us, and we know what positions, what ways he wants us to play. So in that case, it's familiar.
That was Mark Albrighton there, speaking ahead of the game. Jerry, we've talked a lot about the crowd. The 12:30 might help Leicester in that sense, that it might not be as raucous as normal, but if they can quiet the crowd down early, you fancy Leicester today?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's about attitude. The players that are coming in have a point to prove, or do they? But obviously, you know, coming back from injury in regards to one or two of them, you know, it's an important game for them. Marcel's sort of been left out of the squad for the last couple of months. Big game for him today. And for the likes of, you know, Mark Albrighton, Hamza Chowdhury and the guys who, and Cassidy, can Cassidy go, and Yunus, can they go now and give the manager a headache for the upcoming game? So it's all about the attitude for me today.
Before we go, News, we've got to indulge you one more time.
Go on, then.
Come on.
The former FA Cup winner. You scored against Millwall.
Can't remember
at
it.
the Den, but can't remember the goal. Let's
No.
remind you quickly of it now.
Offside flag here. Taylor Fletcher against Ford. Nugent. David Nugent won't score many easier than that.
No wonder you didn't remember it.
Oh yeah, tapping as well. Yeah,
Even the commentator said it, he'll never score an easier goal than that.
They're the best ones. 6-yard box tappings.
Absolutely.
You can't beat them.
Proper strikers finish.
Yeah.
Right, very quickly, final word from you. Obviously, you know what it takes to score at the Den, and Leicester will fancy themselves winners in 2021 of this competition. They'll want to go far again. They know they're doing well in the league. Let's continue it in the cup.
Yeah, and you know, with the changes coming, you know, like the likes of Ben Nelson and Marcel playing, if they get through to the next round, they've got a chance of playing another game.
Yeah.
You know, because in the league, you know, they probably won't. He has this set 11 to play, but in the FA Cup, you know, he makes changes. So for the young lads to come in and make an impact and try and get through to the next round, it's vital for them to, you know, to gain experience and hopefully get through to the next round and play the next round as well.
Yeah. The game today is available for you to listen to on Fox's Hub. You can get your Listen Live monthly passes on the website, but it is now time to hand over to our commentary team. So thank you very much to David Nugent and to Jerry Taggart. Let's hand you over now to Matt Elliott and Guy Havard after this short break.
Who wants to join me? Shopping at King Power. 3-day, 2-night stay booked. See ya.
To the rooftop bar.
To snap a photo for my IG.
To eat the famous pad thai.
The new collection is calling me.
Sure, there's a perfume I want. Let me ask my sis.
Yes, of course I'm going.
Leicester City, Fox never quit.
Let's go. It's possible because King Power is more than just duty-free. Shop latest trends in beauty and gadgets, your coolest staycation, the legendary pad thai, best street food in town, a place to support your team, a fancy dinner, enjoy shopping at downtown stores and online, or even the thrill of a new experience. Explore your everyday possibilities. The power of possibilities. King Power.
This is Fox's Hub, a brand new place for the Blue Army to follow the Foxes this season.
The new era begins for Leicester City. A chance to recalibrate and begin to dream new dreams.
So whether you're listening in,
Goes on the outside and finds a way through.
or watching live, make sure you don't miss a moment.
Lamia is the belief that perfection lies within the details, where the finest ingredients deserve the finest craftsmanship. In every pursuit of perfection, there is passion and perseverance.